Good evening, guys. Welcome to a new video. It's actually the evening and it feels a bit weird starting a vlog this evening. I normally start it first thing in the morning, but I thought the camera is here next to me. I've just been actually filming something for World Encephalitis Day, which I will have already uploaded on my YouTube. So please do go and check that out if you haven't yet seen it. But my camera's here and I thought, right, I said I'm going to get into the habit of doing weekly, at least one video a week. So far, I've been on track. And I thought if I don't pick up this camera now, tomorrow's Thursday. No, it's not. Tomorrow's Wednesday. And we're gonna get to the end of the week and I'm not gonna have done anything and then we're gonna lose track. So I was like, right, pick up the camera and let's go. You can probably hear in my voice, I'm just coming out of a bit of a coldy, coffee, flu-y vibe, which has not been ideal. Definitely caught a cold in Dubai, as you do, thanks to the aircon. And I could feel it happening when it was happening. And I thought, oh no, this is not going to be good. So I got back from Dubai last Wednesday, so just almost a week ago. And since I've been back, I've just been feeling like shit, basically. Alongside still having morning sickness, by the way. Just thought I'd let you guys know that too. Everyone's asking me, they're like, how are you feeling? And to be honest, I do think I'm getting better. Like I definitely feel more like myself. But what seems to be happening is I'm having like a couple of good days and then suddenly I'm like, I'm really not okay. However, that's still so much better than what has been previously happening up until like a week ago where I felt like shit all day, every day. So it's spreading out a little bit now, which is good. So yeah, that's an update on the pregnancy front. Tomorrow I will be 15 weeks. I cannot believe it. Almost at the 4-month mark. What the fuck? That's scary. 4 months. I can't cope. I took a photo of myself this morning in the mirror because I was facing the side and like bump is like fully bumping already. It's only little, but I definitely am feeling now it's quite good. I feel like I'm now at the stage where I'm starting to look pregnant rather than just looking like I've put on a few pounds, which is how I've looked up until this point. And it's been really annoying. Like, obviously I'm so aware that obviously this is what happens when you're pregnant. And it's just the natural process of your body changing when you become pregnant. And what a like miracle that is that happens. But as grateful as I am for the process, as a woman, I'm sure I speak on behalf of most of us. If, you know, when I say I still felt like a little bit self-conscious, like I've always been quite confident in my body and I've always been curvy. Like I've always been like roughly a size 12. When I was really unwell with encephalitis, which is what I was talking about in my last video, I went down to a size 10 and I just looked really not very well at all. But that was due to being sick. And where I'm tall, I'm like 5'10", just under 5'10". So when I'm a size 12, which is like my where I'm comfortable and like my happy size, like I feel really, really confident. And I'm usually like that. Obviously weight goes up and down a little bit. But yeah, I'm definitely like upper dress size now. And up until this point, I've just felt very like, just like not comfortable in my clothes. Like everything's a bit tight. Yeah, totally lost my waistline. Like 3 weeks ago that happened. 3-4 weeks ago I looked in the mirror and I was like, I literally look like a square. But it's all good. But yeah, definitely starting to actually look a bit pregnant now, which I'm embracing and I'm enjoying. Anyway, my throat is hurting a little bit because I've been talking a lot today. I had a podcast recording today, which went really, really well with a really great guest who I can't wait for you guys to hear. I literally love all of my guests that I have on the podcast, but there are some guests where the conversation like flows on a different level due to being on the same frequency and having that same energy as the guest. And absolutely today that was a thing. So I know you guys are going to love the episode that was recorded today. It's not going to come out for another 6 weeks, I don't think, because we've got another 5 in the bag already. I still can't believe we're already on series 4 and the podcast has been going for over a year. Like, that still just kind of blows my mind to think about. But just on that, like, we were talking about this today on the podcast, just the importance of being consistent with things. My last guest, actually, Josh, who was on the podcast, he mentioned, and I didn't even know these statistics, but most people stop podcasts after 12 episodes because they're just not consistent with it. They don't roll with it. They don't see results from that first bit, so they just give up. And lacking consistency is such a huge thing when it comes to actually achieving things. Like, you have to just be resilient and you have to just keep going. Because if you keep going, the results will come. You have to just keep going. And so many people, unfortunately, don't have the patience or the resilience to keep going. So if you're watching this and you're starting a new project, like whatever that might be, however long you've been going for, whether you've been going for a week, a month, 6 months, or a year, I promise you, just keep showing up, keep taking action, keep doing the work, keep being consistent, and results will follow. They will, but they won't follow if you stop and if you give up. The only time I ever will give anyone advice to give up is if you feel out of alignment with the thing that you're doing. If that's the case and things don't feel right anymore, it's actually really important that you quit. And that takes balls as well. So you've got to know, but only you will know that. Only you will know what feels right and what feels wrong. So you need to know within yourself, and you will know whether it's important to keep going or whether it's important to give up, because that can also be just as important. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Hope you enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow. I've got a couple of things going on tomorrow. I've got a PT session, which I'm going to take you guys along to, although I might film that on my phone so that I can make it into a reel as well, which I probably will do, but I'll still insert the clip after here so you can see what I get up to. And then what else am I doing tomorrow? PT session. I've actually got a meeting first in the morning for Renova, which will be good. Got some exciting things going on with that, which I'm looking forward to sharing in due course. So I've got a meeting with Renova, PT session. I then got to pop over to Olney, to the studio. However, let me just have a look at my diary. I can hear Baloo roaming around upstairs like a lunatic. I don't know what he's up to, but I'm sure I'll soon find out when I go up there. Right, where are we? Tomorrow. Oh, good. I have nothing actually in between. So our Olney studio, just FYI, not that you're asking, I'm going to tell you anyway. Our Olney studio is about a 15 to 18 minute drive from our Milton Keynes studio. And I've got to be in Milton Keynes tomorrow evening to teach some classes, which is actually my last Wednesday evening of teaching a full evening of classes, because we have a new instructor starting. I'm still going to be taking one of those classes, but she's going to be taking the rest. So she's going to come over tomorrow and do like a bit of a trial class as well, whilst I teach the others. Anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you that. What was the point of that? Yes. So before I go to Milton Keynes tomorrow, I'm going to go over to Olney because I need to just pop in, make sure everything's okay, make sure it's all clean and tidy. I'll take my laptop, do a few emails, get a bit of work done there. So I'll probably do that straight after my PT session, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I don't know. Let's see. Time will tell. We shall see. But anyway, I'm going to take you guys for the ride tomorrow. See you in the morning. Good morning, guys. Excuse the state of me. I literally got out of bed about 15 minutes ago. It's very early. I have to drive to Northampton to take my car to basically, you might remember from a previous vlog, which I uploaded a while ago. It was before Christmas. I was going to BMW to basically replace an engine part in my car. Which had been a problem for a long time, and like they made out like it was this big emergency. So obviously I booked my car in, but booked it for a service at the same time. Got to BMW and they were like, oh, we don't actually have the part in stock. I was like, brilliant, that's great news, especially when you've told me it's an emergency. Anyway, they then told me it actually wasn't as much of an emergency as they had made out that it was, and that they would get in touch with me when the part was in stock. So 3 months later, here we are, and I'm going to go and get my car sorted. Also, I'm aware that, well, you might not be aware, but I'm aware that I actually haven't picked up the camera for like a week and a half. Pretty sure I'm wearing the same jumper as I was wearing a week and a half ago as well, so you wouldn't have even known that probably. But I'm going to be honest with you, it's been maybe even 2 weeks, but I thought, right, I got to pick up the camera at some point, and I got to get another vlog on the go. So today is the day. I'm going to take you with me today. Got lots of stuff going on. Off to BMW. Got to wait there for an hour or so whilst they do what they need to do. Taking my laptop with me. Coming home. Got a couple of meetings online. Then I'm off to go and get a treatment done. And then I've got another meeting this evening. So I got quite a few different things happening today. Might go treat myself to some breakfast as well after I take my car, depending on what time they finish. Pregnancy update, I am 16.5 weeks. We are going for our gender scan this Sunday, so it's Tuesday today. This Sunday we're finding out if it's a boy or a girl, which is very exciting. Bump is definitely bumping, definitely feeling some sort of something going on. Like I don't know if I'm feeling baby or if I'm feeling like my body doing what it's doing, because obviously things are expanding, things are moving. Like I don't really know what's happening. I don't think I'm feeling baby yet, but I might be. I'm just not sure. They say it starts around 16 to 17 weeks, so yes, we shall see. Anyway, need to go because otherwise I'm going to be late. Good morning, guys. Firstly, I've just come out the shower, so hence why I look like I've just fallen out of a lake or something. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been 3 more days since I picked up the camera. This is the third time that I'm starting this vlog of my spend a day with me. So you're not spending a day with me, you're actually spending 2.5 weeks with me, but we're going to condense it into a day. So this is the day, third time lucky. Anyway, it's 7:43. At 8 o'clock I have my Miracle Morning community, which I started up again this week. One sec, I'm just going to move you guys because I need to make my cacao. Let's see if I can put you here. That's better. I don't look so much like Casper. Should I put this light on? Let's see what happens. Yeah, we'll keep the light on. So, right, let me just get my bits. I need to actually order some more cacao. I've literally got probably enough for maybe two more drinks in here. I get my cacao from a company called Cacao Tribe, and it comes in this packaging. This is like the biggest. Is this the biggest size? I think this is the bigger size, or like the medium size. You can get smaller packs. So, as I was saying, I've recently bought back, when I say recently, I mean yesterday, really recently, bought back my Miracle Mornings. Now, this is something which I started back in lockdown, with a couple of friends of mine actually. It was me, Rachel who's my breathwork coach, you guys definitely would have heard me speak about before, and who else was involved? There was someone else, one of Rachel's friends I think, and we used to take it in turns like every morning. as to who was going to host it that morning, and then we would go through the whole process. So the Miracle Morning is actually based on a book by someone called Hal Elrod, and it was one of the first personal development books that I read. One of the positive things that came off the back of me doing network marketing, there was many negative things, but there were a considerable amount of positive things as well. One of the positive things was being introduced to books like this. And yeah, Miracle Morning was one of the first ones which I read, and it's basically just all about starting your day the right way. So before you open up your email inbox, before you have conversations with people, before you do anything, you spend X amount of time. It might be 10 minutes, might be 20 minutes, might be half an hour, might be an hour, might be 2 hours if you're lucky. But you spend a set amount of time just on yourself. And there's a selection of things which you can do in that time. For example, moving your body, so maybe doing a bit of exercise, stretching, yoga, a workout, like whatever you might want to do, going for a walk, obviously time dependent. Writing out your gratitude list and really feeling into it. That's a whole other topic for a different day, because I know so many people who speak about gratitude in a very mechanical way, and they're like, I don't understand why I'm not feeling better, why my vibration isn't changing. And I'm like, because you're not actually feeling the gratitude, you're literally ticking a mechanical box. And if you're going to do it that way, it's almost pointless. So you have to make sure you really just feel into it. So write your gratitude list, write out your intentions for the day. So how do you want to feel? Is there anything specific you want to achieve? It's really important as well when you're doing all of this stuff that you always write in present tense. You want to put it out there that it's already happening, rather than this is something that is going to happen. So I am feeling, I have achieved. So that's really important. Just general journaling as well, if you want to do some general journaling. Reading. So I work my way through a number of books. They have to be, like, in my opinion anyway, to be like a personal development book, or a book that is going to help you grow. Basically, I've just realised that you can see all of our washing up in the sink from last night. I do apologise. I had a busy day yesterday. So did Greg, so we haven't actually had time to tidy the kitchen just yet. Sorry, need to concentrate. That's probably about right. Yeah, so reading a personal development book of some sort. At the moment, I'm reading a book called Light is the New Black, which is actually a book that I started last year. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen me talk about this on my Instagram story, because when I went to Dubai, I just so happened to see this book on my unit in my office just before I left to go to Dubai, and something within me was like, just take it. So I picked it up. I'd read half of it already, and when I opened it, I literally opened it on the page which I had ended it on, and I opened it on the page in Dubai, and it was, I'd had some things kind of going on in my mind, like thinking about some specific things which I knew I had to take action on, and I wasn't really too sure. It was like those initial stages of having those thoughts, so I wanted to just like take some time and think about it before making any kind of rational decisions or anything like that, before making any like rash decisions. Anyway, I opened this book, and literally the title of the chapter was about the topic that was currently going through my mind, and I was like, thank you so much, universe. You knew I needed you. So that is the book I'm reading at the moment. I've got like probably about a quarter of it left to go. I'm just adding a bit of cinnamon into my cacao. It smells so good. Whenever I make this, Greg will come down later and be like, what is that amazing smell? It smells like I'm making like chocolate brownies or something. So yeah, do a bit of reading, and then just spend some time just being still, you know, whether that's meditating, whether that's doing some breath work, whether it is literally just sitting in silence with your eyes closed. And you know, you can pick one of those things which I've just spoken about, or you could do a selection of things. I usually do, because we have an hour, so I tend to start off with my intentions and my gratitude, and that could take anything from like 5 minutes to 15 minutes, depending on if I'm on a roll, how deep I'm feeling that day, you know, what's going on in my life. Then I'll read my book. And I don't really have like a system in terms of how much I read. I just read until I want to stop reading. Could be for 10 minutes, could be for 20 minutes, maybe for half an hour. And then I'll do some form of meditation, maybe a bit more journaling. And that's it really. So we have got that going at 8 o'clock. I'm doing them 4 days a week, and it is totally free to join. So if you're watching this and you think I need to start my day that way, you are absolutely more than welcome. Just connect with me on Instagram. You can find me at nat_Naaman, NAAMAN. Drop me a DM and I can send you the Zoom link. And then every Saturday or Sunday, I'll post the timetable for the week ahead. Obviously my schedule changes on a regular basis, so there are some mornings which I can do, some mornings I can't do, and it's rarely the same every week. There's like one day which will probably be the same every week. So on the weekend before, I'll post the timetable with the days and the times. This week it's Wednesday, Thursday, today's Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Trying to include the weekend in there as well, because I think it's really important to keep your routine going on the weekend, even if it's just one day, and then you let yourself have a day where you're a bit more chill and relaxed, and absolutely do that as well. So yeah, trying to get one weekend day in as well. And yeah, that's it really. So I'm gonna pour this glorious cacao in. I want to show you because it just looks so good. Let's just leave that there for you. Give it a little stir quickly. So good. Don't mind my Christmas mug. Story of my life. So this is my little setup at my office. Got my candles. Yes, there is a Christmas candle there still, although I haven't lit it in a while. Got my cleansing tools. Got my cacao, which I just made. Obviously got my laptop with Zoom ready to go in a second. Got my journal. Got my book. This is the book which I was talking about. Light is the New Black. And then this is just the rest of my office space, which has quite a lot of stuff going on at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to get started on our miracle morning. Miracle morning done. It is now nearly 10 o'clock. It's 9:56. I have just parked up outside of our Olney studio. I've got a postnatal class at 10:15. So I've got about 20 minutes. Molly, who is one of our other instructors, is currently in there now, finishing up one of her classes. I've got such a nice day today. I've got a really busy day today, but doing like really lovely things. So obviously I was up early, did my miracle morning, got myself ready. I had like 15 minutes to get myself ready. Haven't done any makeup or anything yet, so brought it with me for after my class. Got my postnatal class now, well, in 20 minutes. And then after that, so I'll finish at around 11:05. And then I need to be at the Pen and Cob restaurant in Bedford by 12:30.
because I have a lunch meeting with two lovely ladies who live in Bedford, who I connected with. I connected with one of them, Lauren, probably, well, actually, it must be nearly 3 years ago now. Maybe even more than that. It was just after she had her first baby, who I think is approaching 4. I don't know, Lauren, if you're watching this, sorry. I don't remember, but she basically came and covered a yoga class at the studio in Bedford when we needed it. And that was when I first met her. And then we kind of connected from there, and she's got her own marketing company. She's just really amazing. She's a powerhouse. She has got like entrepreneurial vibes up there. And yeah, she does some really incredible things in Bedford. She's helped me with a few bits regarding some podcast stuff. And yeah, she's just really lovely. And she's also pregnant. So she's pregnant with her second. And yeah, I just get on with her really well. So we're meeting up for lunch, and she also happened to already be in contact with another lovely lady called Slav, who's also from Bedford, who is very much in the wellness space as well. And I actually had her, you heard it here first, I had her recording a podcast episode with me a couple of weeks ago, not going to be released for probably another 4 or 5 weeks. But yeah, as soon as I had her on the podcast, I was just like, you're my type of person. We just connected really, really well. So the 3 of us are just meeting up to have some lunch, maybe talk a bit of business stuff, but just have a bit of lunch. And then after that, I have a breathwork session, my bi-weekly breathwork session with Rachel. I think that's at 2:30. 2:30 till 4:30. And then this evening, so this Sunday is International Women's Day, which is the 8th of March. And tonight, Georgia and Julia, who are the founders of Studio 281, are hosting a really lovely women's dinner at La Terraza, also in Bedford. And I think there's like 25 of us going, like maybe even more, 25 or 30 of us going. Could be making that up. It's a big group of people. And yeah, it's basically just to celebrate the women of the studio. So we've got all of the majority of the reformer instructors, a few of them sadly can't make it, along with some of the instructors and coaches from the Bedford studio, from the gym. And yeah, we're just going to have a really lovely evening, I think. And I'm so grateful because pregnancy update, yesterday I was feeling so rough. I was actually saying to a couple of people just yesterday, so from like week 5 up until week 14, I would say, I was horrendously sick all day, every day. You've probably heard me moan about this before. But it was not a good time for me at all. It wasn't morning sickness. It was like all day sickness, all day, every day, feeling exhausted, actually throwing up as well as feeling nauseous. And then, so today I'm 17 weeks, literally 17 weeks today, which is very exciting. Time is flying by. But for the last like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, I've only had 2 days like that. And yesterday was one of those days. And I had another day like that, I think it was last Friday, Thursday or Friday. So it's like a weekly occurrence at the moment. But I can absolutely deal with that. That is absolutely fine. It's frustrating when, for example, yesterday I had quite a lot of stuff that I wanted to get done work-wise. I was also meant to be teaching a reformer class in Milton Keynes, which luckily beautiful Sarah, who's one of our instructors, offered to cover for me, because I just did not have the energy. Like when I feel like that, I can't explain to you the feeling other than just like everything is zapped out of me, literally. So that's the only thing that frustrates me, like just not being able to do the things that I want to be doing. And I think because I am past the worst of it now, I have got that, that drive is back from within me, which definitely was not there during first trimester because I just was so fucked. There was no drive. I was literally just like surviving and trying to get things done because they had to get done. Whereas the last couple of weeks I've been very much like, right, let's go. I've got ideas. I'm in my high vibe self again. So when I get knocked down like I did yesterday, it's just like, oh, for fuck's sake. But then I keep reminding myself it is just all part of the process, and it's a good sign when you're feeling that way, because it means that baby is doing what it's meant to be doing, basically. So it's all good. So yeah, I'm really grateful that today I'm having a good day, because there is so many things going on. And then for the rest of the weekend, I'm pretty chilled. Like, I've got work that I need to do, and I've got a couple of online meetings, but all stuff that can be done from home. So my plan over the next couple of days is I've got a PT session tomorrow with Jordan. Then I got a couple of online meetings, got our miracle morning again tomorrow morning. I want to go for a nice walk. It's such a beautiful day today. There's not a cloud in the sky, and I'm praying that it stays like this over the weekend, because I want to get some steps in. I want to get outside. I want to just spend some time with Greg as well this weekend, because he's got loads of really exciting stuff going on business-wise as well, but it just means that we're a bit like just living in each other's presence at the moment and not actually like spending quality time together. So hopefully we'll get a bit of that done this weekend. We definitely will on Sunday, because we have our gender scan. It's so exciting. I put a poll on my Instagram yesterday asking what people think. And at the moment, the majority, just by a little bit, I think it's like 53 or 54% of people think it's a girl. But loads of people have voted. So I'm intrigued to see what we've got.
And it's slow there. Elsewhere, there's been
there's a setting on my car, which is just annoyingly, I don't know how to change it. It just keeps on putting the news on, and I'm like, I don't want to listen to that, so I need to figure out how to turn that off. Anyway, I need to go inside now, so yeah, I'll speak to you in a bit. Postnatal class complete. I just can't get over. Hi, I'm back again, by the way. I've just realised it would have gone from me literally sitting here to then straight into me saying that, and you're probably like, what, have you been? Have you gone? What's happening? I've taught my class and I'm back. The sun just makes me so happy. I'm definitely a summer baby. I'm born in July, and that's the thing. I genuinely believe anyone that's born in the summer has a need for the sun, like, consistently. I'm so thirsty today. I'm really craving at the minute like freezing cold drinks. I actually have this still from yesterday, which I need to get rid of. This was a mango and passion fruit cooler. I don't remember the last time I ordered a drink like that from Costa, and it just went down so well. I'm just going to put my hair up so I can get some makeup on. I've started getting these baby hairs coming through. I don't know if you can see. Can you see? Yeah, you can see. Which is defo. Is it on this side as well? Yeah, and on this side. Definitely a pregnancy thing. Anyway, I've bought some new makeup, which I'm excited to try. Mainly a new foundation, which I'm excited to try, but I've bought another couple of things as well. So I thought I would show you as I go, because why not? Right, what have we got? So this isn't new, but this is one of the primers that I use. I use a couple of different primers, but this is one which I use, which is a Bare Minerals Prime Time. I like Bare Minerals because you just know it hasn't got any shite in it, like so many brands do. Bit of primer. Can't actually see my face. There we go. These baby hairs are cracking me up. It reminds me of when I wasn't well. When I was recovering from encephalitis and I lost loads of hair. I think it was from the medication and probably life trauma as well. Let's not lie. But I lost loads of hair. But luckily, because I have so much hair, even though I lost loads of hair, I still had loads of hair, which I'm so grateful for. But it just reminds me of that because I had so much baby hair come back. Now, I have a new brush from NYX, new foundation brush. because the brush that I was using I just had for so long and I just felt like I needed a new one. Now this new don't know who I think I am today I'm trying a new foundation. This is actually the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in shade 4.1. Now I have no idea what shade I need in this, and I'm actually a little bit, actually looking at it though, this might actually be a bit light. I thought it was going to be a bit dark. Mind you, looking at my skin at the minute, might actually be a pretty perfect match. Luminous Silk. Now I've heard lots of exciting things about this foundation, not mascara, so I'm excited to try it. Before this I've been using tinted moisturizers. I had a Laura Mercier one, and then I was trying another one from a brand called Vive, and I do like both of them, but I'm just not loving them. Like with your foundation, I feel like you need to love your foundation, and I just haven't been loving it. So let's see, let's put some on my hand first. Oh, it does feel very silky. Put some on my face. I feel like this is going to be a winner, guys, just from how it feels on my face. It smells good as well. Oh yeah, this looks great. Right, let's see. Guys, this is actually quite a good match, I feel. I absolutely winged it. Oh my god, this brush as well. Oh my god. This is making me happy because it has been a long time since I've tried a product, specifically a foundation or a tinted moisturizer, where I've put it on my face like this and it has felt so silky smooth. Guys, this is a winner, and I actually think, would you agree, that this is a good colour? I think this is the right colour. Proud of myself for this one, you know, because I absolutely winged it. I just looked at all the different colours and I thought that'll do. Because it always asks you, I buy my stuff from Look Fantastic, and well, most of it, not all of it, and they do the whole like foundation match, like match your colour, but because I've not been using another foundation, I didn't have anything to match it to. But wow, really impressed by this. I think if I had a bit more of a tan, this would be a little bit light. So obviously with the summer approaching, I think I'm going to have to get another one as well, a little bit darker. But wow, that is a big fat yes from me. So Luminous Silk by Armani. Excellent. Right, that is that. What else have I got in here? Oh yeah, I've got this new illuminator, which I actually used to use. Is this YSL? I think it's YSL. Yeah, YSL. Radiant Touch comes in this packet. And it's got this little pumpy thing at the bottom. There we go. And then you can just see it, like, can you see that? Pops out at the top there. So I'm just going to try a little bit of underneath my eyes. Yeah, I like this product. This actually sits really nicely on top of that foundation. I'm not actually going to do all my makeup now because I'm going out this evening, like I told you guys earlier, but I just wanted to look a little bit more presentable for lunch, so I'm not going to do my mascara or anything like that now. But I have got, I say it's a new mascara, it's not a new mascara, it's just a new version of the mascara. Did I bring that with me? Ooh. Might have left it at home. Yeah, I did. Never mind. But the mascara that I normally use is this NARS Climax Extreme. But this is like a mini a mini, and they didn't have the full-size version, and now they had the full-size version, so I've bought 2 of the full-size version, which I will use later. So all else that I'm going to do now is put a bit of bronzer on. Now I dropped my bronzer, guys. Oh, bloody Nora. Had to do that because I dropped it and it's like, I don't know if you can, started to crumble. It's not okay. This is NARS as well. Definitely a fan of NARS. Just get a bit of, I'm one of these people that just puts bronzer all over my face. None of this contouring malarkey, I don't have time for that. Just whack it on, hope for the best. Give yourself a bit of a glow, that is my advice. So that's the bronzer I use, NARS, it's called Laguna. Shade number 1, Laguna. And then I also use the NARS blush in shade Behave, which is a really nice like neutral blush. It's not like too pink or anything like that. I don't like the too pink ones. Just whack a bit of that on. This is like your non-makeup artist, non-professional, just get yourself looking a bit decent look, you know. And then I also bought this new brow glue from NYX. Because I recently had my brows done actually. My friend Hannah did my brows for me and she always does them so nicely. But I normally like to get my brows laminated. But due to being pregnant, I am unable to do that until trimester 3. Well, technically you could do it, but it's a risk apparently. I don't really know how much of a risk it is, but Hannah basically didn't want to do them for me and I totally get that. So I'm going to wait until trimester 3 to do that. So I thought if I can get a product to just kind of give a bit of an effect that a lamination would have. Oh, this is quite nice. Oh, guys. I don't know who that is, they can wait. Look, can you see that? Can you see the difference in that eyebrow compared to that one? That is actually having a bit of lamination effect. Oh, wow. Guys, my makeup choice in terms of my purchases are on point. I am proud of myself for these choices. Right. How glorious. It's really lengthening them. That is literally the exact look I was going for, so that is great. And then I've also just brought a new Bobbi Brown blushing lip oil, because I always lose all my lip stuff. This is Bare Lilac, shade 350. I really like Bobbi Brown packaging actually. But my lips during pregnancy have been a little bit dry, which I know is a sign of dehydration, so I'm aware of that. But I wanted to just get something just to like hydrate them a little bit. Okay. So that is me done, looking a little bit more presentable, shall we say. Yeah, I'm gonna head to Bedford. I literally washed my hair this morning and just left it natural, which is all I can be bothered to do these days. I might give it a little bit of a spruce up later. But yeah, I'm gonna go and have a nice lunch. I'm definitely getting hungry. Give us a wave, Luce.
I've just put up take my senses out. That's a video. Who's here? You're never right here. No. Are we sitting on these? No, they're just sitting on these.
Sophie's blowing kisses to Grace.
I can't. Grace can whistle really loud.
I bet you can. First of all, I just want to say a massive thank you for everyone for being here because it really is super, super special. But tonight feels really special for multiples of reasons, and it wouldn't be one of them without a little speech. So, and yeah, it's been. This isn't all my speech, but I feel like I've got to say it. But I think that both Mum and Ilona and I, at different times this evening, have both stood back and gone, "Oh my God, look at us! We are too." But there's been some seriously rough times through our 8.5 year journey at times, and I never ever thought that we'd get here. And I think that it's the most special day, for the true meaning of everything that I'll cover in here professionally. But I think that it's just so special, and I hope that even if you just feel 1% of that, whether it's tonight, whether it's in one of the studios, just know that you mean the absolute world to us, and it's just a really prominent time in our journey and also in our careers to see that we can come together like this, and this is something that's happened through all of your dedication and hard work. So yeah, on that note, just thank you so much.
Close up. Hi, Grace. Yeah. I saved it.
Guys, I am so tired. I'm so tired right this second. It literally just hit me. It's 3:40, but this is a really prime example of pregnancy exhaustion and pregnancy tiredness and how it literally just hits you. I've actually had such a lovely day today. It's Saturday. I don't think I've been on here since beginning of the week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. What have I done today? This is what I've done today. So I had a bit of a lie-in this morning, which was quite nice. I say lie-in, for me that's 7:30 alarm, which was nice. I then did my miracle morning at 9 o'clock. Had a few people online with me this morning, which was nice. I think it's so nice to do miracle morning on the weekend as well. Don't know why I've just put my hair there. It literally looks like a horse's tail. It's quite comfortable though. Guys, I get distracted. Pregnancy, I don't know if this is even pregnancy related or not, but I'm getting extremely distracted when I talk and my brain just literally goes somewhere else these days. I think I got so many things on my mind and so many tabs open. Anyway, did my miracle morning, and then I went and did a reformer class, which was so nice. I did my PT session yesterday and then reformer class today, which is great because my non-negotiables at the moment are to do 2 workouts a week. My energy levels pregnancy wise are definitely at a place where I can do that now. I'm really hot. Let me just take off this jacket. Yeah, so I managed to get a reformer session in, which was great. And Sarah, who's one of our newest instructors, Sarah is actually who I competed in High Rocks with. She was my women's doubles partner in High Rocks, and she's now a reformer instructor at the studio, which is so cool. So I went to her class and I was saying to her, like, where I haven't, obviously I teach reformer regularly, even before I fell pregnant, other than teaching classes and like demoing classes and practicing for classes, which is like minimal in terms of actual physical movement on the reformer, like other than that, since probably, we're in March now, beginning of March, probably since, I don't know, October, November, I've probably done a total of like 5 classes, which is outrageous. Like before I actually trained as an instructor, I was doing reformer like four or 5 times a week. I literally was obsessed with it, and it is such an incredible workout. And every time I get on that bed, even now, even more so now actually, I think because I am pregnant and I'm so aware of like what my body's doing and how my body's moving and how it's feeling, it just feels so good being on that bed. But I was saying to Sarah, I was about to say I was saying to reformer, I wasn't saying to reformer, I was saying to Sarah that when I go back now and do classes, like I feel like I'm so humbled and I'm taken back to like my beginner days. Not in the sense of like the movement itself, like I can obviously do all of the movements like with ease to a degree, but it's how my body's responding to those movements. Like the burn just hits me like pretty automatically, which, you know, when I think back to how I used to be when I was doing it regularly, like even just like the springs and stuff that I'm using, like normally, just to give you a bit of an overview, like your blue spring is your light spring and the red spring is the heavy, well, it depends what bed you've got. We've got the aligned beds. The red spring is the heavier, so whenever we do like an arm exercise or a leg exercise, for example, the kinder option is to go for a blue spring and the more challenging option is to go for the red. And like for me, the norm is just to use the red. And today I was on the blue and like I was feeling it like I was using a red. It was just so interesting to be like, wow, I feel so humbled. But so great, and I just enjoyed it so much. So I did that. Then I went to go meet my friend Rachel, who has recently had a baby, which was so lovely. I've been meaning to meet up with her a few times over the last couple of months, but where my sickness was so bad, I had to cancel on her a few times. And obviously she's got a newborn. Her baby boy is only 8 weeks old, coming up to 9 weeks. Obviously she's in the thick of it with like newborn life. So that was so lovely. We went and had a nice lunch just at a pub nearby to where we both were. And then I had a couple of errands to run and I'm now back home. So, well, almost back home. I'm sat in the car and I'm really out of breath. Whew. So that is where I'm at today. And I'm really looking forward to just having a nice chilled rest of the day today. There's like 1 or 2 admin things that I need to do work wise, which I'm going to do literally as soon as I get in. Then I'm going to have a nice bath. I'm going to fake tan and I'm going to get comfortable and I'm going to sit on the sofa and just chill out, because I don't know if I've already said this at the beginning of this little clip. I don't think I have, but this last week has been like a wild ride for me in terms of pregnancy feeling. So I'm almost 17 and a half weeks, and I've had like 2 or 3 really good days this week, and then I've had a couple of really shit days this week. And what's happening is obviously I've eased out of the like initial first trimester feeling sick all day every day for 10 weeks. I've eased out of that, praise the Lord, and long may that last. However, what's happening now is I'm having long periods of time where I feel good and I get these like energy bursts, and where I get the energy bursts, I'm then like wanting to go to the gym or go and do a food shop or go for a walk or do a little bit more work-wise than I normally would, like all just normal things that normal people do regularly. Let's not get that twisted. but how I'm feeling, and when you are pregnant, that is considerably more than what I was previously doing. And where I'm like exerting my energy, the day after that is horrendous. So for example, we had our International Women's Day filmed. I shared some clips of that. That was on Thursday night, and I'd had a busy day on Thursday already. And then I didn't come home, like the dinner was like 7:30 until about 10ish, which isn't late. I know that's not that late. Firstly, for me, that is late. I'm normally in bed by like 9 o'clock, but it wasn't the fact that it was late. It was just the fact that it was like taking a lot of my energy. So anything that takes my energy, physical or emotional or mental, that is when I feel it the next day, and I start feeling sick, and I am actually sick. And that's exactly what happened. So I basically had this like big day of energy on Thursday, and then Friday was an absolute like write-off. I felt so unwell. I was just so tired. And I also had a bad day on Wednesday because I did something on Tuesday. I can't even remember what I was doing on Tuesday, but it obviously was using my energy. So I'm just trying to find the balance a little bit. But it's quite hard to find the balance, because when you're feeling good, you're feeling good. And I want to make the most of that time. But yeah, then the next day comes around and I'm like, oh my God, I'm just so tired. And I think that's why I'm also tired today, because despite feeling like shit yesterday, I did also have a personal training session, which I think I already mentioned. But it was really important for me to do that. Like, we took it really easy. We did a lot of mobility, some light cardio, a little bit of strength, but like nothing drastic. But it was a really great session, and I felt so much better for it. And then I think doing that to then doing reformer this morning, and then like just kind of constantly using my energy for a few hours non-stop, has now made me feel really tired. So in 9 minutes, I've explained what I probably could have explained in about 1. But never mind. I'm sure you're enjoying my speech, hopefully. Anyway, I'm going to close this vlog off here. I'm going to start a new vlog tomorrow. And I was just trying to think what I've got in store next week, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm so gassy still. I was just saying to Rachel, I have so much gas and like acid reflux and hiccups and burps, and like there's just a lot going on right now. So every time I talk, I'm like all sorts going on. Anyway, that is a wrap from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure you subscribe, do all the wonderful things, like, comment, share it. I don't know where you're going to share it to, but you might have a friend that you think, do you know what, they might like that video. Send them the link. Otherwise, don't, and that's fine. But all the support is much appreciated. Thank you so much, guys, and I will speak to you soon.